Hello, Cornerstone. If you don't know me, I'm Ethan Anderson, and I'm gonna be doing Wednesday Spiritual Vitamin. Um, for our vitamin this week, or for Wednesday, we're gonna be opening up to Isaiah 52, verse 13 through 15. The suffering and glory of the servant. See, my servant will act wisely, and he will be raised and lifted up and highly exalted. Just as there were many people who were appalled at him, his appearance was so disfigured beyond that of any human being, and his form marred beyond human likeness. So he will sprinkle many nations, king will shut their mouths because of him. For what they were not told, they will see, and what they have not heard, they will understand. So one thing that I love about this, just to start with, is I don't even know. I don't even know where to start, honestly. I love what really sticks out to me, and that's I put like an exclamation point by it. For what they were not told, they will see, and what they have not heard, they will understand. So first thing that comes to my mind with this is like auditorial learners versus visual learners. Just like if they didn't get it the first time in his lesson or whatever he was doing at that time, Jesus was going to make sure that he was going to accommodate them in a different way without them even having to like communicate that they didn't even understand it. Jesus obviously could read people's hearts and their minds and what they wanted and everything, and of course he used that in his lessons for everybody that he was with. And I what one thing for me is like that I found recently as I got older is like I remember Carly said this one time that Jesus is like kind of sassy sometimes. I don't really know like what other word they really use for that, but he really is. And I've been seeing that so much lately. And one thing that says, so he will sprinkle many nations, and the kings will shut their mouths because of him. And that is so true. There's so many times in the New Testament where he is just like, they're just like so just like stuck by the fact that like that Jesus proved them wrong, even with him not even having to say anything. It's just like he says like one sentence and they're just like sitting there in absolute shock of like, whoa, like he's absolutely right, or like he pretty much just proves them wrong in every way just from like one or two sentences. And it's not like they're elaborate or anything. It's just he knows how to read people's hearts. He knows like what's really gonna get to them, and for it to be just in general, it's not even like specific. This is just the kings will shut their mouths, and like referring to all of them. And it's absolutely true. I mean, Jesus touches many people's hearts, not only kings but like men, women, children. I mean, everything. And obviously he has followers to this day, 2,000 years later. And in Isaiah, it's like he wasn't even alive yet. It's like we're still reading about it. And again, 2,000 years later, we're all following him and everything. And it's absolutely true. And I love that this is like kind of like, I wouldn't even say like an assertive like verse or anything, but it's definitely like to the point, and it really just kind of is just straightforward. It's like, no, like Jesus is one going to accommodate everybody and make sure that people know what he's referring to, but it's like he's gonna prove people wrong in the same way by still like helping them understand what he's saying. He's gonna prove them wrong in that sense. And I think that's kind of where like the positivity comes out of it, because I mean he obviously does good. It's like, sure, it's like there were plenty of people who were prideful and like didn't want to do what he said, but of course like he still has proved them wrong, and I love the positivity that comes out of that. So that's all for today. Thank you again, and see y'all next week.